Charles P. Loomis's work on collective behavior and social movements represents a foundational examination of the ways individuals come together to form groups, create shared identities, and engage in coordinated action. Collective behavior and social movements are integral to understanding societal change, as they reflect both underlying tensions within societies and the ways people respond to these tensions. Loomis's contributions highlight critical themes such as social dynamics, group formation, the role of communication, and the transformative potential of collective action. Introduction to collective behavior. Loomis conceptualizes collective behavior as spontaneous, unstructured, and often temporary actions that emerge when individuals respond to uncertain, ambiguous, or unusual circumstances. It occurs outside established social norms and typically involves emotional or unconventional reactions. These behaviors can range from peaceful gatherings to volatile movements. 1. Characteristics of collective behavior. Spontaneity. Collective behavior often arises suddenly and without pre-planned organization. Ambiguity. Individuals participating in collective actions may face unclear goals or motivations, leading to fluid and evolving responses. Emotional intensity. The emotional environment in collective behavior tends to be heightened, often overriding rational decision-making processes. Loomis identifies examples of collective behavior in various social phenomena, including riots, mass panic, rumors, and fads. He emphasizes that such behaviors are not isolated, but rooted in the social context that produced them. 2. Types of collective behavior. Crowds. A key form of collective behavior, crowds are groups of individuals gathered physically. They may act with unity, driven by shared emotions or goals. Publics. These involve individuals engaged in shared discussions or concerns without physical proximity. Mass behavior. This form extends beyond physical location and involves individuals responding to shared stimuli such as media coverage or societal trends. The social dynamics of collective behavior. Loomis places significant emphasis on the social dynamics that give rise to collective behavior. He examines how individuals shift from isolated actors to participants in a larger social phenomenon. This transformation occurs through communication, imitation, and the emotional contagion that spreads within groups. 1. Communication and contagion. Communication plays a vital role in collective behavior, as it facilitates the dissemination of ideas, emotions, and motivations. Emotional contagion, where emotions spread quickly from one individual to another, fuels the unity of collective behavior. For instance, fear or anger can propagate rapidly in a riot, leading to coordinated but unplanned actions. 2. Convergence and emergent norms. Loomis incorporates the idea of convergence, where individuals with shared grievances or interests come together naturally. These shared conditions give rise to emergent norms, which are informal rules or patterns of behavior that develop within the collective group. Unlike formal social norms, emergent norms are fluid, adapting to the needs and goals of the moment. Theoretical framework of social movements. While collective behavior often appears temporary and chaotic, social movements are more organized and intentional. Loomis differentiates between the two by noting that social movements typically have structured goals, leadership, and sustained actions. Social movements aim to bring about social change or resist it, and they require sustained participation and commitment. 1. Definition of social movements. Loomis defines social movements as organized, collective efforts by groups of people aiming to challenge, resist, or promote changes in society. These movements emerge from shared discontent with existing social, political, or economic structures. 2. Types of social movements. Social movements can be classified based on their goals, scope, and methods. Reform movements. These aim to modify certain aspects of the existing social system without overthrowing it. Examples include civil rights movements or environmental advocacy. Revolutionary movements. These seek to fundamentally transform or replace the existing social, political, or economic systems. Historical examples include the French Revolution or socialist movements. Religious movements, driven by spiritual or moral values, these movements seek to bring about change through religious principles. Alternative movements, focused on individual or limited societal changes, such as lifestyle or behavioral shifts. 3. Stages of social movements. Loomis outlines the development of social movements through distinct stages. Emergence. This initial stage is marked by widespread discontent, but limited organization. Individuals begin to recognize shared grievances. Coalescence. In this stage, the movement gains momentum as leadership emerges, goals are defined, and strategies are formed. Bureaucratization. As movements grow, they often become more structured and organized. Leadership hierarchies, funding sources, and institutional mechanisms develop to sustain the movement. Decline. Movements may decline due to success, failure, co-optation, where movement goals are absorbed into mainstream systems, repression, or loss of interest. The role of leadership and organization. Loomis emphasizes the importance of leadership and organization in sustaining social movements. Leaders play a central role in articulating grievances, mobilizing resources, and providing direction. Without effective leadership, collective action often remains disorganized and unsustainable. 1. Charismatic leadership. Many successful social movements are driven by charismatic leaders who inspire participants through personal vision and rhetoric. Examples include figures such as Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., or Nelson Mandela. 2. Resource mobilization. Loomis highlights the importance of resources, such as money, media access, and organizational capacity, in the success of social movements. Resource mobilization theory suggests that movements require infrastructure and support networks to coordinate large-scale action. Causes and triggers of social movements. Social movements do not emerge randomly. They are rooted in specific societal conditions that generate discontent. Loomis examines the structural, cultural, and psychological factors that drive individuals to join collective efforts. 1. Social strain. Social strain theory posits that movements arise when societal structures fail to meet the needs or expectations of individuals. Economic inequality, political repression, or cultural exclusion can act as catalysts. Relative deprivation. This concept refers to the perception that one group is unfairly disadvantaged compared to others. When people feel deprived relative to their expectations, they are more likely to mobilize. Cultural shifts. Cultural changes, such as new ideologies, technology, or values, can create opportunities for movements to challenge the status quo. 4. External triggers. Events such as economic crises, wars, or natural disasters often serve as immediate triggers for movements, pushing latent grievances into visible action. The impact of social movements on society. One of Loomis's most significant contributions is his analysis of the transformative potential of social movements. Movements act as agents of change, reshaping societal norms, laws, and institutions. 1. Cultural and political change. Successful social movements often influence cultural values and political systems. For example, the women's rights movement reshaped societal attitudes toward gender equality, while civil rights movements altered legal and social systems. 2. Resistance to change. Loomis also acknowledges that social movements face significant resistance from established institutions. Elites may attempt to suppress movements through repression, co-optation, or discrediting their goals. 3. Long-term effects. Even unsuccessful movements leave lasting legacies. They may inspire future movements, introduce new ideas, or expose societal problems that demand attention. Conclusion. Charles P. Loomis' examination of collective behavior and social movements provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the ways individuals come together to address societal challenges. By analyzing the dynamics of collective behavior, the structure and goals of social movements, and the conditions that give rise to them, Loomis highlights the critical role these phenomena play in shaping human societies. His work underscores that collective action is both a response to existing tensions and a powerful force for societal transformation. Through collective behavior, individuals express their emotions, grievances, and desires for change, while social movements channel these energies into organized, sustained efforts to create a more just and equitable society. Whether seeking reform, revolution, or cultural change, collective behavior and social movements remain fundamental mechanisms through which societies evolve.